Rockland, you want to come stand up here with me? You know, what I will tell you is that Rockland is the sweet one that's showing me around the school today. But what Sandy told you about is a lot of what we're getting ready to do more of. You've heard me talk for months about how we were going to do this community-based organization. And so what we are announcing today is the Original Six Foundation. The name comes from the fact that when I was growing up with my family in Bamberg, as that only Indian family, we were the original six. That's how we always referred to each other, was we were the original six. And so even as we grew and got married and had kids, we always go back to that original six that knew what it was like to grow up in a small town. The Bambergs of the world are the ones that we're doing this for. The Orangeburgs of the world, those challenged areas. We are always going to have the resources in Greenville and Charleston and in certain areas. We are not always going to have the resources in the others. This is doing exactly what Sandy did, which is government can't always fix things. South Carolina has cultural issues that we have to jump in and take care of. And we can't just pay attention to those counties that have all the high populations and the wealth. If we are going to fix South Carolina, we've got to look at every part of South Carolina, every child in South Carolina. So what we will do is we are going to go into each county. And when we go into the county, we are going to meet with the leaders. We're going to meet with the faith-based leaders. We're going to meet with the chamber leaders. We're going to meet with the education leaders. We're going to meet with any of the philanthropic organizations. And we are going to look at what the needs are for that county. And then a month later, we're going to go back and we are with the private sector and this foundation going to go back into that county and establish the base they need to be successful on their own. Some will be after school programs. Some will be mentorships. Some will be the fact that we need to offer dental care, because if you have a child that has dental work that needs to be done, they can't study. They have to have that done. It's going to be health screenings. It's going to be going and looking at job skills. And what we need to do, we've got a lot of single parent families that just need to know where to go and how to get there. We have a lot of substance abuse people that can live a great life if they get treatment. But if they don't have the transportation to get there, then they have no chance. These are things that we're going to do that it's just going to lift them up. I know growing up in Bamberg, I know living in Orangeburg, these are proud people. These are people who can do for themselves. They just need to know how. They just need the structure and the organization to do it. So what the Original Six Foundation is going to do is go in and county by county, starting with the ones that are the most challenged, and say, what do we need to do to help them? The seed money from this, all the proceeds from my book, are going to go to start this. The original amount of the proceeds were $550,000. Was the signing bonus, and then any proceeds after that, less expenses that come along with that, will go straight to that. We are also moving approximately about $200,000 from the inaugural fund will also go to do that. And what we hope to do is help a lot of families in the state of South Carolina, help a lot of children see that there are people that care about them. The website has already been set up and you will see it continue to come together. It's called the original6foundation.org. And what we are going to do is when we go into those counties, we may see things that are needed that are as small as blankets. We may see things that are as big as seed money to set up an after-school program. Whatever it is, it's all going to be listed on the website. A family in Greenville can say, I want to buy school supplies for this child. Or a company from Charleston can say, I want to give the seed money to start the school. We are going to go to the private sector, no matter how small, no matter how large, and we are going to help all South Carolinians by doing this. This has not been done before, but I think South Carolina is the perfect place to start because we have great families that just need resources. The person that will be the executive director for the Original Six is Wendy Homeyer, and so she will be a great contact. She is not only a friend, but someone who I've talked to because she also wants to contribute and she also sees what we can do to change South Carolina. So having said that, I know I have said a lot. Rockland has stood here like a champ, but I will take any questions that y'all have for me.
Is this mostly focused on children?
It'll be focused on a lot of things. Every county is going to be different. And that's why we're going to be looking at whether there are good mentorships in the area, whether we have health care needs. I mean, if we need to bring in for that county day, if we need to bring in dentists just to do dental work, if we need to bring in health providers to do screenings for diabetes and obesity and cholesterol and all those, if we need to bring in people that help with skills, job skills, and how we can get them the things that they need. If we go and we see that we've got support systems for drug abuse but no way to get them there, it is going to be tailored to each county. You know, the one thing you hear me talk about across the country is South Carolina is like no other state in the country. Well, you know, if you look at the different counties, they're like no other county in the state. And so we have to treat it with its own characteristics. We will look at what it takes to bring families together and to help them. We will use every resource we have, from the religious communities all the way to the organizations that are already trying to do help. But at the end of the day, we're not just going in for one great day to celebrate a county. We're going in to lift that county up so that they can continue on and be beneficial. And we'll keep watching them. I mean, this is going to be things where we'll continue to monitor the things that we need. We know from our agencies what those counties' issues already are, whether it's healthcare needs, whether it's DSS and they have children's issues. We already know the information. All we have to do is now go in and identify what the solution is so that we can start to help and partner those things together.
Now, is there a cap per county with how much funding they're going to get, or it
No.
just depends on whatever the need is?
The needs are going to be put up on the website. And what I love is this is going to allow a family in Pickens to help a family down in Marlboro County. I mean, it is going to be, I know with our family, we always look for every year at Christmas a family we can help or someone we can do something for. This is going to show it's not just Christmas where we always get together and want to give. This is every month of the year. You can go, and it may just be something like a blanket for a family in January, and you may decide you want to do school books for a school in February. You are going to get to go and help every county that needs it. And instead of just giving to a charity and not knowing where it goes, you're actually going to pick and choose what you give. You know, a lot of this comes from my parents all their life. When we were successful and when we were having a hard time, every Monday they go to the grocery store and they buy groceries for different charities. They don't write a check. They go and physically pull them off the shelves, put them in the cart, deliver them to the organization themselves. And they always taught us, you can write a check, but if you really want to do the service, look at the people that you're helping. Actually see the service that you're giving. This is allowing the people of South Carolina to see the people that they're helping, to put faces with it, to understand we're all South Carolinians. But we can look at statistics all day long, but if we're not realizing there are pockets in the state of South Carolina that are getting nothing, that are not getting what they need. I was just in Bamberg. I lived in Orangeburg. My kids grew up in Lexington. The three are not the same. And until we start to realize you have to address the differences in those, we're never going to get better as a state. So I just see a lot of good that can come from this. And I know the people of South Carolina will want to be helpful.
Governor, who's we that reaches out to the private sector? Is it the governor's office, your cabinet agencies?
No, this is truly a foundation. So Wendy Homeyer will be the executive director. We have a board, and she'll release that board of directors to you. And the board of directors is anywhere from people from faith-based organizations to business people. They are people that have contacts so that when we go and say we need something like this, they know exactly how to do it. If you go to the website, it allows you to sign up today to get those briefings of what we need for those counties so that you can actually sign up and say, you know, I want to help this school and get the snacks that they need, or I want to help and donate a van for this support system to get them to where they need to go. It is going to allow you to actually check off what you need. The foundation is not meant to go and just spend all this money. It is meant to be a facilitator. If we see something that is not getting what they need, of course, the board will make decisions based on that. But it's meant to facilitate the private sector coming in with those that truly need it.
Why did you decide that this was the best way to tackle some of South Carolina's big issues? Why not use some of the cabinet agencies at your disposal? Why was this a good idea for you?
You know, government and the cabinet agencies will always have their role. But what I hope people realize is government can't fix all things. Sometimes they make things worse. And I think Sandy gave a perfect example. Not having the government involved in the school is what makes the school great, you know, because they can deal with these kids in the way that they need it best. And so sometimes government is not the answer, but government can give us the numbers that we need. This is going to be an independent foundation. This is something that I've had the vision for a long time, because I knew growing up in Bamberg, we didn't know what we didn't have. And when you don't know what you don't have, you don't know what to ask for. I now know what those communities need. And if I go and give them, and we talk as a community, and they decide what their needs are, and they decide what they're going to maintain, and they decide how they're going to do it, we're not putting anything on them. We're saying we want to help you. Tell us what you need. And then after we leave that county, they've got what they need, and they get to continue taking care of their people, and we get to continue supporting them.
And you were saying on the website, you could actually check off, hey, I wanna buy you a blanket, I wanna get this for this family. Is there a way families can sign up to say, hey, I need help with this, and it will go on the website, or how does that work?
The plan is that if you go to the original6foundation.org today, you can sign up for the email list. The emails will go out, and when we go to a county, Wendy will go and put on the website exactly all the items that are needed and allow people to couple up what they're giving and to who they're giving to. So it will match up the needs with the people that want to give it. So they will get to see immediately what they're doing. The second thing is, if we say we're going to have Allendale County Day, we want people from all over the state to go to Allendale County that day. We want them to help when we're going through the lines and giving out school supplies. We want them to help when we're getting dental work. We want them to take down names. We want them to know what the resources are. It's going to be a full day, one, to celebrate the county and the success it's getting ready to have, but two, to let them feel that there's a lot of people outside of their county that want to see them do well.
When are you gonna start going county to county?
I think I wanted this done months ago, and waiting for this to happen, I'm really excited. I think in January is when we're going to go and go into our first county to meet with the leaders, and so we'll have our first county day in February, and then our goal is to have a county day every month.
You mentioned families can sign up to give blankets to certain families. Is that how the whole process is going to work, or is it also going to be some lump sum donations that will be given as?
Anyone that just says, this is a check, we love what you're doing, that's also part of it. So, and what we will do is we will turn around and let them know what was done with their check. So it's not just, I want to give $500 and then you say thank you from the Original Six Foundation. We're going to say your $500 went to give these families this. We're actually going to let them know where their money went, because sometimes people just want it to go where it's most needed, and they want us to decide that, and we'll be happy to do that. But we want them to really see the results of where their actions are going. Okay, thank you very much. Rockland and I've got some work to do, but I appreciate your time. And like I said, if you have any questions, certainly you can go to Wendy Homeyer. She'll be happy to answer anything else on the foundation. Okay, thank you.